for this evening's building report, I'd like to call on Principal of Thomas Ewing Junior High, Mr. Steve Poston.
Good evening, President Pierce, Mr. Wigton, board members and directors. In keeping with the competitiveness of Mr. Burry since kindergarten, I have 7 minutes to beat him in. So we'll try to get this in. Thomas Ewing is my honor. I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight of why Thomas Ewing is the place to be for learning, caring, and succeeding. I figured Mrs. Ricketts would like this first picture. If you can tell, or may not be able to tell, that's 20 different students coming together to make one portrait. And I thought that was a pretty good portrait of Thomas Ewing right there. So we've got that displayed in our hallway. So just showing that teamwork, we always expect our kids to be able to work as a team, and they're going to have to as they get more and more older and working in society. Before I move on, I'd like to thank the great staff at Thomas Ewing that continues to make Thomas Ewing the place to be. Why is Thomas Ewing the place to be for learning? I tried to cram as many pictures in as I possibly could to show you many reasons that Thomas Ewing is the place to be for learning. Throughout the pictures, you'll see Marzano's strategies, FIP in action, formative assessments being used, technology, robotics, collaboration, working as a team. In the bottom left, you will see that over the summer we had students still reading. We have a challenge that we started last year. If they read 15 books, their parents sign off on it, they get a free Thomas Ewing sling bag. We recognize 30 students. We'd like to see that number go up, and it went up from last year, so every year it's gone up. So those are several reasons that Thomas Ewing is the place to be for learning. Why is Thomas Ewing the place to be for caring? As you can see, again, I've tried to cram as many pictures in as possible. We had a J-line assembly. That's 3 individuals that travel the country giving a high-energy assembly to students talking about goal setting, anti-bullying, and respect. We had Lisa Long in from the Juvenile Prosecutor's Office to help our kids understand internet and social media safety. It was a great assembly. October is National Bullying Prevention Month. We do not steer away from bullying. We read facts of bullying every single day. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner, we had students signing pledges. We had Unity Day. We talk about what it's to be the bystander. Don't be the bystander, let it go on. So we stress that all month and throughout the year. We provided 13 Thomas Ewing families with meals for Thanksgiving. We are providing Thomas Ewing this Saturday. I get to play Santa Claus with 10 Thomas Ewing families for Christmas at Walmart. We donated $500 to American Cancer Society with pie in the face, and you can see a bunch of pictures of teachers getting pied in the face. The students love it. We just found out we have a staff member that is battling her 3rd bout with cancer, and she's fighting it every day. She's looking to come back on January the 4th, so she's talking about that already. A student-led Veterans Day assembly. The key is student-led. Easiest part of my job is I stand up and start it and I finish it. Other than that, it is completely student-led. I know Mrs. Ricketts had an opportunity. I know some directors have been there. It's a fantastic presentation. As a matter of fact, this is our 8th year at Thomas Ewing. It's hard to believe, but we're told that this year it might have been one of our best ones. Every year we continue to get better, and to me, that's probably one of the most important assemblies throughout the year, recognizing our veterans. This Friday, our 8th grade choir is visiting nursing homes to spread some holiday cheer, and I think that's a great opportunity for our students to get out into the community and maybe bring a smile to some of their faces this Friday. So very excited for that opportunity. I talked to the kids about that today, and they're very excited about it, going out into the community. Why is Thomas Ewing the place to be for succeeding? We started something new this year. It's called Hard Hat Friday. We recognize 3 students every Friday, and they have an opportunity to either carry the hard hat or wear the hard hat. Some wear it, some carry it. But those students are recognized for coming to school every day with a great attitude, working hard, and being a great teammate. Monthly Super Centers, we recognize 21 students a month, 7 for every grade level. And we recognize those at the last day of the month. And again, that's for our PBIS. That's for students that are coming to school being safe, be respectful, and being responsible. And those are the 3 things we'll focus on here in a minute, that if we can do that in school, we can do it in society. It would be a great school and it'd be a great society as well. Honor Roll breakfast. For our A and B students, that's usually sponsored by Panera Bread. Again, I know that some directors, Mr. Wigton, have been over to celebrate with us on that. That's the A-B Honor Roll, usually around 300 students recognized there. The Senate. You're wondering what the Senate is. We will get into a video here in a minute to show you what the Senate is, but it's a part of our PBIS, and we recognize roughly 550 students as a part of our Thomas Ewing Senate for the first quarter. Monthly homeroom attendance winner. We try to get our students there daily, so we make it a competition monthly, and every time at the end of the month, the winning homeroom gets a donut, breakfast, orange juice. So that brings about competitiveness, and then again, right there in the middle, we have some classes with our little trophy for the attendance winner there. Why is Thomas Ewing the place to be for PBIS? When we first started here 8 years ago, the big stress was how to be a team, and we continue to be that. Together, everyone achieves more. Thomas Ewing appreciates me, whatever you want to put in for team. But again, throughout life, we're all part of a team. Our families are team. Daily at home, in the classroom, and our students need to learn how to work as a team. How to be a super center. Again, these are our 3 focus areas. Be safe, be respectful, be responsible. I tell our students every year, our handbook could just be those 3 things right there, to be honest, if we just wanted to focus on those. If a student is in the hallway, if they're running, are you being safe? Just those 3 questions over and over and over. On the right, what you see is our Thomas Ewing Pride Wall. My guidance counselor kind of got a little fancy, and if you see in the gold, he highlighted Senate. But what that is, it's called a graffiti wall, the Pride Wall, but every student that was in the gold or silver tier of the Senate had the opportunity to sign it and give some advice to the students, and we'll have one for the second quarter and the third quarter posted in the building throughout as well, and the students really enjoyed that activity. With that, Mr. Rittmeyer on Wednesday also does a PBIS throughout the building. We have what we call a little late start. On Tuesdays, our staff meets. We do PBIS on Wednesday, but every Wednesday, Mr. Rittmeyer does a focus area for our PBIS with a video and an activity in the auditorium for our students. The Senate. You ask what the Senate is. Hopefully this video will explain the Senate to you. And that's a brief video of what the Senate is at Thomas Ewing. On our next slide, how do I get in the Senate? We have 3 levels. We have a gold level, which is a 3.67 or higher. Again, we're focusing on our 3 areas: be safe, be respectful, be responsible. It's attendance at school, not getting in trouble. So if you're a student 3.6 or higher, you get a gold level. Silver is a 2.67 to a 3.66. Blue is a 2.66 down to a 2.0. And what we're getting in that last group right there, that blue level, are the kids who come to school, work hard, and they're getting recognized. And again, we recognize about 549 students in all 3 levels for the first semester. Some awards, the gold level, silver level, the graffiti wall, a goose pass. Some of you are wondering, what's a goose pass? It's a get out of school early pass. On a Friday, they get out at 2:30. Mr. Rittmeyer has them doing an activity in the hallway gym, but it's just a 10-minute reward, and the students really like that. We do that by grade. So last week we had 6th grade, or 2 weeks ago 6th grade. Last week was 7th grade. 8th grade will be this week as far as the goose pass. Why is Thomas Ewing the place to be for community outreach? Coat Drive, Job and Family Services. Hope Training. We just had our first Hope Training of the year. Every year we have roughly 700 students trained on hands-only CPR, which is fantastic to watch. The 8th graders are all over it now. This is the 3rd time. The food drive to help stock Maywood Mission. Walmart, big shout out to Walmart. This is the 8th year. When we go on Saturday, they shut down a lane for us, and nobody else comes through the lane. It's just us, 10 families, roughly $200 to $300 each. Once again, Lisa Long, Prosecutor's Office for Internet Safety. This year we had something, I know Mrs. McCants made it over. We started a partnership with the Forest Rose in which they brought their students over. We recognized them. Our students read a book called Wonder, the Freak Almighty, or Freak the Mighty. And we recognized the students and gave them a token to show our friendship and appreciation for them. I unfortunately, as positive an activity it was, I unfortunately have some bad news. We had one student from there that passed away. So I just want to recognize, his name was Tommy Pressler. When we had some staff members go to the funeral, and when they went to the funeral, they had the poster that our students made to recognize him, which was, that was pretty cool to see. And the partnership was fantastic. Some of our students are still keeping in touch. We're trying to figure out a way to incorporate them in our walkathon maybe in the spring, so just kind of keep that going. We had one addition. Dr. Scott came into our 8th grade classes and talked to them about genetics. And wrapping it up, I know Mr. Burry, he beat me, but I could talk for days and hours about Thomas Ewing and what an honor. But as a Lancaster School graduate, this is my 30th year in Lancaster City Schools as far as a student and teacher. And I could probably go around this room and point to every one of you, either as a principal, teacher, student, that have affected me and the reason where I am at today. So a big thank you to you, all those individuals. But with 2 kids in the district, born and raised here, I truly believe the Lancaster City Schools and Thomas Ewing are the places to be for learning, caring, and succeeding. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Poston. And certainly, you have a great environment at Thomas Ewing. It's just a great place for students to be, and certainly is a place to be for learning, caring, and succeeding. And kudos on that video. Whoever did that did a great job with that. That was great.